Hey, it's Richard. In our last video, we talked a little bit about different AI models and different prompting techniques. Today, I'm going to demonstrate one of my favorite tools, Abacus.AI, and how different models are used in different situations. So here's one of our favorite tools, as you know, ChatGPT. And when you go to ChatGPT and you click the drop down, you have models to choose from. This is the model picker. And these basic models, the GPT-4o, were the first ones introduced, and it's single shot. You ask a particular question, and it comes back with the answer. Boom, that's it. These other ones with the letter O are reasoning models, and that's because people in this GPT-4o era had to do certain prompting engineering techniques called chain of thought to try to get the model to really take a moment and think about the questions you were asking it. So you would say, you are a marketing genius. I need to have you think deeply about this particular marketing strategy, come up with 5 points for this, make it no longer than that, blah, blah, blah. So the reasoning models make it so you don't have to go through all that. And you can just say, hey, help me with this problem. And it will automatically start to reason through. So, let me go to our favorite tool, Abacus.AI. And one of the nice things that we like about Abacus is you get access to all of the famous, very popular models out there. And this model picker is huge. And it's not just OpenAI, but it's many models from many different companies. Now, if you're not a model snob like me, you can pick just route and type in what you need and get the answer, and you don't have to think about it. But if you want to try some prompting techniques, and I'm going to show a few right now, you can pick the best model for the task that you're doing. So GPT-4o is this kind of bet for best bet for doing single shot. So here is a single shot type of prompt that you would see someone starting out with ChatGPT to start working with, which is, hey, just give me all the emperors of Rome, and it lists them all off here. That's a typical single shot type of prompt, and the model knows this information, so it just goes into its learning and goes and pulls that out, okay? So other single shot things that you've probably seen me do in Copilot are things like this. Help me write an email to invite everyone to a corporate retreat. And this is all, boom, very quick, very fast. May not be the best. You may have to iterate here a little bit to get it to look a certain way. You can also come into Abacus and do things that you can't do with ChatGPT, which is you can bring up a humanized prompt and you can say, hey, I would like for you to regenerate this funny and clever, professional and clear, and then you can tell it, hey, regenerate the message, and it'll come back and do that for you. So as people wanted to start to get away from prompt engineering and doing all these kinds of linguistic gymnastics to make the model do what you need it to do, this is when this came along, DeepSeek R1, which you may have heard. And that is a reasoning model, and it steps through and thinks about the problem that you're asking it, right? So let me go through. Actually, what we can do is we can give it this same question just so you can see what it looks like. And what you're going to see is, I'm going to kind of talk over this because it does take some time. It's going to go through and think about what I'm asking it to do. And it's going through this whole thought process that normally you might have been designing through prompt engineering, and then it's going to produce the result. But and the result is just, I mean, this is on another level. It's amazing. And not to say that OpenAI can't do this. They can. Their O models behave very much in the same way where they think, but they don't really show the thinking here in the middle of the screen. So that's kind of what they consider to be their secret sauce. So you get kind of like a progress bar, and it doesn't really show that much as to what it's doing. So This is a thinking model. And other ones that you can do are the O models from OpenAI. There's no need to show. It comes back and does the same thing. I can do it really quickly and say new O3 mini high. And now what you're going to do is you're going to see it doesn't really show what it's doing here, which is okay. I mean, it still produces a really good result, but there is some secret sauce that OpenAI has going on in there that you don't really get access to. So that's single shot prompting, chain of thought, where we've done videos on how you have to go through these kind of linguistics to tell it to behave a certain way. Here you give it a single shot type of language, but ask it to reason. So you pick a reasoning model, you get a totally different result. So that's why we like Abacus. It's because you have the ability to get to all these different models. And I'm going to try to go to the one that we like for coding. It hasn't been too friendly to me today, but we're going to try. And that is where I'm going to give it a question to make a web page for a dog walking service. And we'll see if it does it. I've had some issues lately, so we'll see what Claude does. So it's opening the playground. It's doing the code in this other window pane off to the side. And you can highlight portions of that window pane and say, can you rewrite this or change this portion? And it will rewrite just that portion. And another thing that it can do is, which is why we like Claude Sonnet as a model, this artifact page or canvas page, they call it in the OpenAI world, you can click preview and it loads a baby web server and previews the page. So it's an amazing tool for coding. So again, this is one product that you're logging into that you are using for different models that do different things, and it's producing, based on the type of model, different results. And now before we go, I'm going to show one or two last things. It can make a image as well. So all of the major image generation tools are here. And I usually use Flux. It's kind of what I think is the best. And let me go in and I'm going to ask it to make two versions of a particular thing. So we'll ask it to give me a photorealistic view of two spacemen walking in the desert. Okay. And so we'll tell it to generate. It should be doing that in the tool that I chose, the Flux. So I'm going to talk over while it's doing this because it does take a little bit of time. There are also not only these photo generating models, of which you get access to all of the different top paid photo creation models, not just Dolly, but you also get access to video generation. So I could take the two photos that it just created, I could save them to the hard drive, make a U-turn, upload them into one of the video generating models and say, hey, can you change it so these guys are walking through the desert? And it'll give a 20-second clip or 10-second clip of them walking. So I'm just going to download this. Let me see if it'll save it. No, I'll leave that alone. Let me just go. So here are the video generation models. And Runway is one of the best. Luma Labs, also one of the best. And what you would do is you can drag and drop up into here those photos and then say, can you animate this to make them walking? You can also have, depending upon the model that you pick, you can have it be, here's the photo of the starting frame. Here's where I want you to end up. Fill in the middle part of it. Now, again, we do mostly enterprise AI, so it's not a thing that we do all the time, but you're getting that with this tool. So anyway, it can also make PowerPoints. Their deep research is good. I still like for deep research the native ChatGPT. It does the code, does the imaging, and it does a couple of other things that I am going to show in a further video. So this is Abacus AI, $10 per employee. You can have a group account with all your staff. You can share things back and forth. We have some custom models that we share with each other. They're listed over here. So it's a great tool. We love it, and I appreciate you joining me today, and let me show you some of the cool stuff. Thanks, and have a great day.